Alright, hey there, Prox Gaming Crew, and this is Proxify here, and welcome back to the Ni No Kuni, the Wrath of the White Witch Let's Play. And if you didn't miss out during the last one, well, we arrived on over into where the Temple of Trials is going to be, and not only that, I decided to do some off-record battling, and from there, trained up our familiars and a little bit with some of our characters up from the level 13 to the level 15 range, headed back to the Alma Moon town area, and decided to buy out some extra more equipment. So now we do have some things that are going to help out a lot with some defense type of buffing around. And that's going to be very helpful. And I decided to also go and buy out another one of those flint spears and add that over to our penguin familiar within our time as well too. But here it is. This is the Temple of Trials. Now I want to say that there is three different type of trials that we have to go on into. We have the Trial of Wits, and then we also have the Trial of Friendship. Now I want to say that the Trial of Friendship is a very unique type of trial, and I don't think I've ever seen this in any other type of other game that I've ever went and played through from before. But we'll get more into depth for when that time actually does come, for when we go in actually jump into a trial, because I kind of want to actually show you guys how that all works for when that actually does happen, instead of me going off and explaining it beforehand. But within these two videos for today, not only are we going to be doing our time out here with Ni No Kuni and the Wrath of the White Witch Let's Play, but we're also going to be going and jumping on into some more of the Ocarina time as well too. Pretty excited for that, because we're going to go and somewhat get ourselves a little bit started into where the water temple is going to be happening, because I believe we do have the option now to kind of at least get some different type of temples out of the way, so that we could see what else is going to happen from there. Normally, I think within the Ocarina of Time game, I think you should normally be heading off to the Shadow Temple, but instead we're going to go and jump into the Water Temple from here and try to pick up with the Iron Boots from the Ice Cavern, which that is going to happen. But for right now, we don't need to worry about with Ocarina of Time, because since we're not actually playing this game, we are of course playing within our time of Ni No Kuni, and let's go and see what else is going to happen from here. So yeah, so that's not the Supreme Sage, that's just some sort of bodyguard, but this is the Supreme Sage right here. This is Supreme Sage Solomon, and he looks pretty adorable, I have to say so, even though that he is supposed to be like some sort of like serious sage that's going on here. Now, both from the left and also right sides, those are where the trials are going to begin. Now, the last trial for what's going to happen is going to be all based around on some close quarter combat, and that is how we're going to be able to go and use all of our characters and familiars for that battle. Because if you guys remember, back in the last episode, we got ourselves introduced on how the switching of the main characters are going to be, and we do have the different personality traits as well, to actually see what is going to be somewhat sustainable for us to go and do the battles out, because I do have Oliver set to, I want to say, the provide with assistance type of way, and then I also have with Esther, which she's going to be more so of all range attack mode, so that we can just go and just keep on full blown attacking while that is happening from out here. And you can always change that up later as well too, if you don't want to have to go and do all that. But that is going to be somewhat very handy for when our next up and coming battle is going to be here. Now, I have no idea what the next boss is going to be. I wish I went and did a little bit of some research beforehand, but you know what? It's always good to always kind of jump into something a little bit blindly and figure out what type of boss that we have to go and deal with first. Now, this is also pretty nice. There is a save point that is going to be here, so you can always go and save after you do like a certain trial, so that you don't really have to go really worry about it again. So I guess for what's going to happen is that we could go and talk on over into where this bodyguard's going to be, and he will probably just let us know that that there are different trials here. Yep, we got this up with the Test of Wit and the Friendship, and then you also do have the final trial, which that is going to basically be the close quarter combat type of fight that is going to happen from here. Okay, so let's go and head through the left-hand side. And let's go and see what this one's going to be all about. I want to say this one is the Test of the Friendship that is going to be. Now, this one is a really unique one, and you have to go and use your different type of toggle sticks that are happening here. Now, since I'm using this on the PS4, I kind of have to use the R3 button and also use the other button as well onto the other side. And now this could get a little bit difficult here for you if you never actually want to play this before. I know that since I never got to go and play this game before, well, since like ever, this game right here for this type of situation can be a little bit a little bit difficult for your eyes. So just kind of make sure exactly which type of character that you're going to be moving around out first, and then kind of play around. Now, unfortunately, the platforms do decide to go and fall down at some point, and you want to make sure that that you don't be sitting around for too long. Yeah, see, like, look at this. I have to try to get used to like how this is going to work here. Normally, you'd be kind of thinking to yourself, is like, Prox, are you playing with a second person right now? No, that's actually not the case. You kind of have to do this basically by yourself. Now, later on, this type of area that's going to happen here is going to kind of change up a little bit more, because once we reach on over to the next checkpoint here, now, mind you, each of these different type of checkpoints will save your progress, so don't really worry about that. So even if you do fall down at this point, you will go and head back to the last place that you last fell down on into with. Now, there are some of these little different other switches here, and these will open up the invisible pathways that will take us into the next part of the next situation that is from here. So just keep on walking up a little bit more, and unfortunately we did go and fall down to our doom there. But yeah, so let's go and try out another attempt, and after a little bit of some time, I did have to go and do a little bit of some editing here, because I kept on basically kept on falling down every so often, because this part gets really difficult. Because look at this, because like normally they kind of like change it up on you, so you kind of have to use like Esther on the left hand side, even though that technically Oliver is supposed to be on the left hand side. So it kind of like switches up your mind a little bit on exactly what's happening from here. But just make sure that you both hit the switches all at the same time, and just like that, the test of friendship is basically done from there. And let's go and move off into the next one. Now, this one is going to be more so puzzle related within the next one, since this is going to be the test of wits. And again, I don't really think it's all that too entirely difficult as well. You can get hints from these certain little statues here, and they will kind of guide you into what the puzzle is going to be all about when you do it. Now, for me, I just went and kind of just guessed around a little bit to kind of figure out exactly what I needed to do. Because technically, you could just kind of just fiddle around with the different statues to go and move around, and then you can figure out exactly what you need to do. But let's just go and jump into this way here. So yeah, so as you guys go and see, there's all these different statues. And remember back in the last episode, if you guys haven't seen it, we got some brand new spells. We got like that lamp spell and that puppet string spell. Well, the puppet string spell is going to be a new thing that we're going to have to go and use. And it is going to eat up some MP. Now, it's not going to eat up like too much amount of MP, but just make sure not to go and use it too much around over here. But yeah, so you can't really go and grab these statues, so you can't really go and do it as like a Legend of Zelda type of way. So you kind of have to use the puppet strings here to now go and set that up and go and move around with these guys here. All right. And there's a multitude of different combinations to go and try out. That's why I didn't really decide to go and just really go and talk on over to the actual the main head like type of statue that you can just go and meet up around side here and get some special hits from it. But yeah, so after a little bit of some time and kind of filling around a little bit with here, we're just gonna move Mighty over there, and we're just gonna move the other dragon type of statue just over. Oh, here we go. There, that seems a little bit better. Yep, just line that up perfectly. See if we do need to do anything else. And there we go, and I think we're all set with that. Nice. So not too shabby. First door has now been opened up. And let's go and move off into the next one. Now this one is going to be a little bit more complicated, and you may possibly need to do a little bit of some research on this one. This one I went and had to go and kind of look up a little bit of a guide just to kind of make sure exactly what I needed to do here for this, because you need to place certain different pieces on this platform, and you kind of have to figure out like what type of piece is going to represent that one particular part here. So let's go and see what we got. There's like 4 or 5 different tiles that we have to go and move around, and just kind of make sure exactly what type of piece that you go and use it around with. So we're going to place that guy right there, I think. And let's see what else we got. Yeah, it's just all about just looking at what the tile kind of design looks like. So if you kind of see something that kind of looks almost a little bit familiar to like what the face is on this guy, then you should be able to just hopefully go and just add the puzzle. Well, yeah, just hopefully add the puzzle piece to where you do need to go and put this around with. So there's one piece right there. I think that looks like that should be about it. Now that piece, I don't believe that's supposed to go to where that was at. I think you kind of have to move it to the other location, which I kind of got myself a little bit messed up there. Because this piece over at the very far right hand side, I think that's supposed to switch around, I think. Yeah. So this one's supposed to go over to that direction there. And this one just goes all the way over to this side. There we go. And just like that, the face is now finally complete. And now we got it. Kind of feels like I'm doing a little bit like some Mario Odyssey type of way, but it's not. But instead, having to not really go and have like different pieces of what the Goomba or the Mario looks like. Instead, we have like all these tile platforms to go and deal with. Okay, so here we go. Now this one's actually, I want to say, not well, probably around in the exact same type of range as how that tile platform was kind of all about. But again, you could always go and read up on the hints, and that should go and tell you directly on how this is all supposed to work. So just make sure that you just look at what the hint is, and then just move around with all the pieces that are here. So you can see that we have like a lot of like different crescents and moons and suns and stars and everything, and just kind of place them around on what the main statue is actually talking about. So we got one. So we got the bird there. We got the dragon placed onto that side. This guy will now get moved over to there, and I want to say this other statue should get placed onto the crescent moon there. And there we go. And just like that, that's already done. And this whole other trial is completely done as well too. So it seems like all three doors are now finally done, and we will be getting a specialized orb for this as well. So let's go and pick up with that too. So we got ourselves with the proof of wit, some sort of other type of orb thing that's going to be here for that. And now we can go and speak on over to where Solomon is going to be, and now we're going to have to go and face off with the close quarter combat battle that's going to happen, and see what this whole entire, enemy battle or boss battle is going to all be about here for next time. But I know that it is going to be the end of the episode anyway, so I'm just going to say is thank you guys so much for watching this episode for today. I'll be seeing you in the next one of our time with some more of the Ni No Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch, and of course, peace.